I said to move the bonfire somewhere else, and out of nowhere, Smokey Bear shows up and hugs me.
So you noticed some wildfire hazards and moved your bonfire to a safer location.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Smokey, all right. He likes it when people help prevent wildfires. It hits him close to home. Not everybody gets the hug, my friend. So that's pretty special to get a hug from Smokey Bear.
So it was him. Guys, I told you it was Smokey.
Okay, well, congratulations, my friend. And thanks for calling. There are many ways to prevent a wildfire. Learn how you can do your part at SmokeyBear.com.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Sponsored by the U.S. Forest Service, Ad Council, and your state forester.
It's the Worldwide Sports Radio Network.
Little roller up along first. Behind the see you in Pittsburgh. Can't wait. All the baby is out on the field. He's going to go in the end zone. Looking, throwing in the end zone.
You're tuned into Game On with John Silverberg. Talking all things sports. It's
Game on!
Yeah, game on.
Game On, right here on the Worldwide Sports Radio Network.
Go, New York, go, New York, go!
All right. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. You are listening and watching us here on the Worldwide Sports Radio Network, joining you every single Tuesday from 6 to 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, live right here on the Worldwide Sports Radio Network. I am your host, Josh Silverberg. Of course, my co-host, my father, Nelson Silverberg. He will pop on the screen now. And, of course, on the board, Mr. Producer himself, Speedy Petey. He will pop on now as well to say hello to the world. This is it. It's the day before the, I guess, Bedlam, as they say, as it's finally here. It has happened. And the New York Knicks have officially listed Mitchell Robinson as questionable for tomorrow. If you haven't seen the pictures, he literally is wearing a little wrap around his hand. He's dribbling, he's shooting, he's dunking.
Better than normal.
He sounds like he's totally fine. He's going to play. I think this is gamesmanship from the New York Knicks and itself and everything like that. But, of course, we have a lot to get to. I know both of you are Knicks fans as well. Speedy, I'll start with you first. How are you feeling? Are you excited? Are you anxious? Are you nervous? Do you want to go on the court and play?
Of course, I am excited. I mentioned to you a couple of weeks ago that I preferred to play the Spurs. That gives me a little more confidence in it. And with how much of a point differential they have, 275, I've never seen this level of dominance from any of my team's postseason runs. It's crazy.
Yeah, I would say probably since the 2015 Mets. I'd probably say since the Mets.
They weren't like dominating like this, though. This is crazy.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair to say. Dad, how you feeling? I know you're excited. You've been a Knicks fan since I was Dave the Busher, man. You know the whole.
That's true. Thanks a lot.
Sorry, I just wanted to make you sound old, but that's okay. I was going to ask you, who is your favorite? So I guess I'll let you have the floor. I know growing up in Queens, you lived in Forest Hills. Who did you used to see play all the time on the court when you were growing up? There used to be guys on the Knicks that would play outside for fun.
I used to actually see Willis Reed in my neighborhood. He lived in the neighborhood in Park City. So he would be in the candy store getting the paper or whatever. I would see Willis Reed. Elgin Baylor lived in the neighborhood. So it's kind of weird. And what's weird on Queens Boulevard. I don't know. This is a national show, but in Queens there used to be a gymnasium called Lost Battalion Hall, which was sort of like the YMCA, and the Knicks would actually practice there. You could actually just walk in and see the Knicks practice. It's crazy. It was just not like it was today. It wasn't, so it was kind of fun back then.
So so I mean it's different. And that song that you heard, that was the intro that they had. If you go back, it was so funny. I showed it to my wife yesterday. I said, "You gotta look at this. Come here." She goes, "What's up?" And I showed her it was the old NBC intro of the 1999 NBA Finals with the Spurs and the Knicks when they had the NBC song, and then you come in and you see like the graphics of the intro video of like the old Knicks taxi on the scoreboard coming in, and they're doing that song that they played, and everything of that nature. But it's just it's really, you know what it is? It's all unique because what you're also seeing is that now you're seeing outside of Madison Square Garden, you're seeing subway stations being painted orange and blue. I made the joke, Speedy. I don't know. Did you see the joke that I made on Twitter the other day about that?
I have to recall it, but I might have.
Yeah. So they're painting the subway stations orange and blue. It was, I think, yesterday, and I said, "Boy, it's crazy what a Met winning streak does to the city."
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, I didn't see that. That is good.
But when you're seeing it, and then you're seeing, of course, we're not going to get into politics here, but we're seeing what Mondani's doing with the whole kids stay up late past their bedtime, signing an executive order for that to happen. I mean, my kid's going to be up anyway. He's just going to be exhausted the next day. Well, he doesn't have school Thursday this week, so he's lucky he gets to stay up.
See the first 2 games.
Yeah, you can see the first 2 games, and then they have 2 days off. Monday, that's when the kicker's going to be, because Tuesday he's going to be exhausted getting up in the morning, if he makes it, and everything like that. But it was, yeah, I wish. But it was crazy. I tried just to, so I was home today. I stayed up for, I went to my son's kindergarten orientation, and I saw they got an email sent to me on my phone for the Knicks watch party tickets. So I'm at the orientation for a second. We're taking a break in between, and I go, let me just check this out quick. And I click on it, and it's a virtual queue. It's like, you're number 355. I said, I'm out.
Hey, did they sell out?
Oh yeah. Oh, it's gone. Yep. I tried back to get at 115 gone. So I got the Eastern Conference semis. I know you had 2 rounds, Dad. I
got 2 rounds. Yeah,
awesome. He went to game 3 of the conference final. Game 4. Was it game 3 or game?
With the second game on the road. Yep.
Yeah, so you went to game 4. He went to the clincher that they won, and everything like that. So
that was awesome. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like
if you can pull tickets, it's awesome. It's a lot of fun. It's not as great, obviously, as being there, but it's 18,000 people rooting the same way. It's a lot of fun regardless.
Yeah, and it's unique because they make the game very speedy. I think I was telling Errol about this on the phone. They have the light shows, the regular intro. They have the halftime stuff. They have the DJ, the music, the city dancers, the T-shirt launched. All the stands are open. They have the court's there. It's like a real game, just without the players playing. I mean, it's what it is. But everything else they make it is a very realistic thing and everything of that nature. So to me, I think it's very exciting. And we're gonna get to the game in a second. And again, we're gonna get into the reaction to the Myles Garrett, AJ Brown trades that happened yesterday. We're going to get to that. Don't forget tonight also, we want to have a little respect for the NHL Stanley Cup tonight. Game 1, Hurricanes, Golden Knights. That's tonight. Want to have a little – I know – yeah. Speedy's laughing too because Speedy's like, who cares? But it's
no. I'm laughing because it's the battle of Rangers legends Brett Howden and Keandre Miller.
No, yeah, right. And then don't forget John Tortorella.
Oh yeah.
And everything like that. But of course, the big topic of conversation is going to be this whole time is Knicks Spurs, and you're seeing betting odds. The Spurs heavy favorites, but I believe it was minus 250, which is massive favorites in this series. You're seeing on ESPN 10 experts are picking the Spurs while 3 pick the Knicks. It's almost and to me, I feel like the Knicks are just like I was watching some of their press conferences today. They had I guess it's just weird seeing my teams in the championship one because it never happens. But it's also weird when you're seeing how like the media availability is because like when the Mets were in the World Series in 2015, like the media availability was like it was scattered all over the place. Guys were at different times. When the Rangers were in the Stanley Cup, it was like that. I know you've had this with the Packers or the Bruins. It's like you want to hear what different perspectives are on these because there's all different types of personalities on these teams. And I know, Speedy, you've had this with the Giants and everything like that. You want to hear what everybody has to say. And it's so funny. The Knicks made Mike Brown available, of course. They made 9 players available. There was one player who was not available today, and that's been the topic of conversation all freaking week, and that is Mitchell Robinson. And then it was so funny. Mitchell Robinson came out for practice today, and Steve Popper, who writes for Newsday, is filming him in the entryway, and Robinson goes, Pop, stop filming me. It's weird. But he was just joking around, of course. That's how he is. He's very, how Robinson is. He's very
gregarious. He's a very good guy.
He is. He's very unique. If you've ever seen him on
they mic him up. It's funny.
on the rubber. Oh, he's it's because his voice makes him so funny because he's 7 feet tall and he sounds very like squeaky kind of when he talks. It's very unique how his voice is. But it's so funny when he was on the Roommates podcast with Jalen Brunson and Josh Hart. I think Josh Hart made the joke. He was like, "This has been the number one most requested guest that we've ever had that people want on this show," and it's just so funny because in typical Mitchell Robinson fashion, he's everybody's professional with the way their camera is on that podcast, and Mitchell Robinson's on his phone in his kitchen with half of his face cut off. It's so funny, and then he's Josh Hart trying to talk country music with him, and Mitchell Robinson's you gotta relax. You don't know what you're saying, And then I think Josh Hart goes, he is the most rambunctious, biggest voice in our locker room. And then Mitchell Robinson's just because he's really not. No, I mean, I think Mitch is kind of like OG Anunoby. He's to himself. But the topic of conversation is, what in the world happened to Mitchell Robinson? Speedy, I know, Dad, you're curious. I don't think we're not going to know until after the finals are over. If they win, here's the thing. Even if they win or lose, I want to know how this happened. I think I know how it happened because people call it a boxer's injury or a boxer's break, where clearly he got into an argument or something and he banged his hand to a table or a wall, and that's how people thought. A lot of people are saying that's how it broke. It wasn't in practice, and it wasn't in a game. And it's just so funny because this brings back memories of years ago when Amari Stoudemire, repping for the Heat series in the playoffs, decided to punch a fire extinguisher and broke his hand. Yep. So it's I don't know what Robinson did. I don't think we're ever going to know. I will say Mike Brown sounded like a very disappointed father talking to the media the other day about it. He just seemed really pissed off about it because he's probably thinking, what are you doing? Right before the finals, you're the longest tenured Knick. You've been through all this crap. Now you have your opportunity. You're a free agent and you do this. Stupid. But he's going to play. Now, how productive he's going to be, I mean, I can tell you the Spurs are probably going to, if he tries to get a rebound, the Spurs are going to try to attack him to see how strength.
Who's going to attack him?
With the hands.
No, but I mean, they're not like a. I'll let you finish up.
No.
Physical team. I mean, they're not. They're very kind of. I don't want to say so. They're kind of soft.
The Spurs?
Yeah.
Speedy, you have any thoughts on that? Because I
never heard
think they're physical. I don't think they're.
But they're not. I don't think they're like super malicious though.
No, I don't think they're rough. I don't think they're like the 76ers or. I don't see it like that.
Let me ask you a question really quickly, not to go into subject quick, but why would Stefan Castle say to the media today, I flop all the time and they miss it, so what? Why would you say that? Like, why? And also, by the way, how many times did Castle almost punch somebody? How many times did he almost punch Caruso in this series, Castle?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God. And, like, Dylan Harper had to dive on the floor to grab him and be like, relax, guy.
But that was like what happened. Even though the officials didn't call it that way, that was a.
I thought that was a blatantly dirty. I thought it was dirty too. I mean, Caruso's been known for things like that. Speedy, you know that too. He's been known for things like that, Caruso. But listen, this is the matchup. First off, this is the matchup the NBA wanted, hands down. You have the biggest market, or one of the biggest markets in the NBA, going up against the face of the NBA probably now, and it's going to be a matter of one or two things are going to happen. It's either is one of the biggest markets going to end their 53-year title drought in the Knicks, or are we entering the Wembanyama era earlier than we anticipated it? You know, to me, and again, I could sound crazy here. I know you don't agree with this, Dad. You're going to think I'm nuts when I say this. You're going to think it sounds stupid, whatever. I think all the pressure is on the Knicks. I think because the Spurs are light years ahead of their rebuild right now, that nobody expected the Spurs to be here. I think all the pressure's on the Knicks in this series.
You see, this is why you always.
Yeah, I said it. He was good.
This is the problem. You make it sound like
the
Spurs are willing to. No. You're saying like the Spurs are willing to throw it away and just no. These guys are in the finals. You never know when you're going to get there again. I know that their window is probably open for more years than the Knicks are, and I believe that. But even with that, I mean, next year Wembanyama may get hurt. OKC might get a big player. I mean, a lot of things can change.
Yeah, watch them get Giannis now.
But I'm just saying, a lot of things can change. So you say like, oh, well, all the pressure is on the Knicks. I guarantee you, OKC is feeling the pressure. They're a very young team. Yes. They're a very young team. This is really new to them. I don't know how many of the players has experience. So I'm sure this.
I don't think any of them do, right?
I mean, you saw how they celebrated after Game 7.
Harrison Barnes.
Right. Compared to the Knicks, how they celebrated after they made the finals. You saw the difference, how serious the Knicks took it and how like crazy San Antonio took it. So, you know, youth plays into this, but I think I never say this. This means a lot to both teams. This is not like
I knew he was. That's why I knew. That's why I said that, because I knew he was going to say that. Speedy, do you agree with the logic of the pressure is all on the Spurs, or do you agree with my father's logic? Is I don't think pressure should go one way or the other. There should be pressure on both sides. It's the finals.
Yeah, there's always to be more magnified pressure on the bigger market and the team with the longer title drought. But I think in terms of the actual rosters themselves, it's probably similar level because the Wembanyama has had injury issues in his career too, and so have all these other players so far this postseason. The Knicks, I think they have a good like plan A, plan B from like moving on to certain players too. So I think it's a process that's stable. So maybe the Knicks have slightly more, but I don't think it's that drastically different.
I mean, I've texted you this. I already said that if Mitchell Robinson signs somewhere else. I mean, which from what Tim Bontemps has said, him and Landry Shamet are both coming back on 2-year deals next year.
Yeah, I've heard that.
But
so wait, just as a one aside, so you're telling me the team that is the 2-1 favorite is the one with less pressure to win the championship?
No. Are you talking to me? Are you talking to me or talking to Speedy?
I'm just talking in general. You're the one that made the statement.
Speedy agrees.
The Knicks should have no pressure because nobody's expecting them to win.
Oh no!
Put it that way.
No. I was just teasing you because I knew that was gonna happen. I knew you were gonna. I knew you were gonna say that. That's why I was said no. But I have said this though already that if Robinson leaves, and like Speedy said, the Knicks have a process of replacing guys. 100%, I think they'll go back and try to sign Isaiah Hartenstein. That is what, and that's what I think they would do. Because you have to wonder, is OKC going to accept a $28 million team option with him next year?
Yeah.
I don't know. I could definitely see. I mean, look, I don't care what anybody says, and we'll get into OKC and recap their. We'll put a bow on their season in a few minutes. But actually, I'll save it for after because there's a guy that I think a lot of people are hearing that they're going to go after, and I think you all know who it is. That they're saying they're not going after him, but they'd be stupid if they don't go after him. But getting back to the finals, you have again. Apparently, also Delta was giving away tickets to the finals for Knicks fans, which is like, what the hell is going on here? That's number one. Now, Knicks fans, I don't believe are going to crash San Antonio like they did Cleveland and Philly and Atlanta.
Yeah, there's
but you know what? Yeah, but a lot of New Yorkers moved down to Texas. You never know.
What's a ticket into? What's a buy-in to get into a game?
Let me see.
Probably like crazy low.
Oh yeah, let me see.
It's probably like $300.
Yeah, let me see. I'll go. What do I go on? I try Game Time.
They're all the same. I can get in fast.
Here, let me see. Spurs. Well, for the Knicks, it's let me see. Come on, guys. What are we doing? I just want to see what the. This is ridiculous. Here we go. Hold on.
$650.
$650 to get in.
Okay.
So yeah. $650. And then $1,000 for game 2. Whereas for the Knicks, the cheapest is $4,000.
Right. So let's put it this way: if you want to see a game and fly to San Antonio, a round trip will cost you about like $450. Let's say.
I mean, it's $3,700. It's $3,700 for Game 7.
That's far and away. That's not real money. Nobody's really paying that right now. Everybody will wait. Who would pay that much? Well, if you pay that much for the ticket and the game doesn't come off, you get the money back, right?
Yes. I mean, I understand. No, I understand what you're saying, but it's.
But if you just wanted to go to the game for you want to see the first 2 games, fly into San Antonio, $450, $1,800, $1,500 for the 2 tickets. Stay in a hotel for 4 nights, probably around $200 a night. It's probably cost you like $4,000 all in.
And there's really not much to do in San Antonio. I mean, if you're people that usually go to Texas, they usually go to I've been to Texas. They go to Austin. They go to Dallas. They go to Houston. There's not even that much to do in Houston.
They go to Austin. Go to Dallas. Go to Dallas and Houston. Houston's disgusting.
I've been to Houston. It is disgusting. But I mean, Austin is beautiful. Austin's great. Austin's great. Dallas is very nice too.
They got
the Alamo.
They got the Alamo. They got the Riverwalk. They got stuff.
They got some big old women that eat.
Speedy will tell you. He knows. He'll tell you. Speedy will give you.
Right. Charles Barkley's going to go nuts with that. They got some big old women in San Antonio.
Right. They got big women in San Antonio.
And they like to eat them churros.
That's what he'll really go nuts for.
No, he's going to go nuts for 2. He's got the churros and he gets the street meat. That's what he with the white sauce. He likes that. He loves it. I like it. It was so funny. What was it? The other night, what is it? When the Knicks clinched, he's over the table. He goes to Kenny Smith because he lives in I think Kenny Smith lives in Westchester, and he goes like this. He goes, "We're going to New York City. Can we go to your house? Can we go to the Smith house?" It's just so funny because these are 2 fan bases that Charles Barkley gets annoyed with. Is like San Antonio and with New York. So it's just very funny that he anyway, so there's a lot of storylines to this, getting into Jalen Brunson. The truth is, people are saying who's the better player, Jalen Brunson or Victor Wembanyama? 1, Victor Wembanyama is the best player in the NBA. 2, you can't even compare the 2 because they're two completely different positions. They have completely different styles. One 7'5" and one 6'2". So you're comparing apples to oranges. They're both top 10 players in the league. We know that. I think Brunson's getting his respect now. You're seeing it, and everything.
I think they're equal. I mean, they're equally important. The team doesn't work with either. Well, obviously, I think probably Wembanyama is more important to the Spurs than Brunson's to the Knicks. As crazy as that sounds, but without Wembanyama, they're like nothing.
Yeah, and it's so funny because people were saying like, I think Jalen Brunson's more important to the Knicks than Wembanyama is to the Spurs, and I'm kind of like, but the flow of the game just now you're replacing Wembanyama with Luke Cornett. Like the flow of the game, it's just not former Knick legend Luke Cornett. You know what I mean?
Team. They're a borderline playoff team without Wembanyama.
I love the Spurs coach. What's his name? Johnson. Right? Is that it? What's his name? Mitch. Mitch Johnson. What's cool about this series is that these are two Greg Popovich, former assistant coaches. That's the cool thing. Pop. And remember Mike Brown when they won the finals in '99 and all those years. Mike Brown was Popovich's top assistant. And Mitch Johnson became Popovich's top assistant. So these are both Greg Popovich disciples, and they showed Popovich the other.
They played with them. I don't think Mike Brown offense is San Antonio's offense.
It's not, but the thing was, he learned from Mike. He learned from Pop.
I think he got more out of Golden State. He plays Golden State's.
He does, but listen, he learned first from Popovich, and that's where Cleveland did a lot of damage from. But, to me, I view the whole situation as, there's a lot of X factors in the series. It's, Stefan Casso and Vassell, that backcourt of being 6'6" and 6'5", but the length that those two guys have, to go on there. Try to think what else there is. That's the one thing the Spurs have is they have a lot of size, but then the Knicks look at their backcourt kind of two other than Brunson with OG and Bridges who are 6'7", 6'6" themselves, and OG's been in the finals. He didn't play in the finals. Mitchell Robinson, what's the health of De'Aaron Fox? Where are we with that and the ankle and so on and so forth? So everybody's gonna play. That's the reality of the situation. The Spurs have 6th man of the year in Deion Johnson. Right, Speedy?
Keldon Johnson.
Yep. Who did I say?
You said Deion.
Oh, who is it?
Keldon Johnson.
Keldon Johnson. I said with the D, there was a D in it, but Keldon Johnson is in it. Deion. Not really that close, but that's okay. But anyway, he won 6th man of the year this past year. So the Spurs have depth coming off the bench. We know that. And we know what the Knicks can do with guys can erupt, guys like Shamek, guys like McBride, guys like Clarkson. You have Alvarado and Robinson doing their thing. And if somebody needs to step up and, I'm curious if they include, and don't forget X Factor. There was a guy who was on the Spurs this year that is now on the Knicks bench. He was there all year with San Antonio, Jeremy Sohan. So, he has a lot of intel and insight on that Spurs team, what they do, the offense, the defense. He played with Wemby for 2.5 years. So, and he was with Mitch Johnson the last 2 years. So you need to take into account of, all right, there's a former player on that team. That is either way he gets a ring, which is kind of cool. But but that's no small little thing. That's a big deal when you have a guy that played on San Antonio for that long, knows the structure, knows the offense, knows the defense, knows Wembanyama, knows he played with Castro.
Does he get a share of both pools, like money?
I'm sure he probably
winning and money for not winning. That'd be pretty cool.
That would be, but I think you'd want to win it with the Knicks. But I mean, I would think that's the thing. I mean, some people have brought it up, but I think it's a bigger deal than people anticipate because that's a guy that knows the system of the Spurs. I don't think they're going to completely change everything from when he was there. I'd be surprised. Um,
I think I don't think basketball's like football where you need you see it. Do you know what I'm saying? It's right there in front of your face. Like that's the fascinating thing about what the Knicks did this year. They actually revamped their whole offense in the fourth game against Atlanta and never looked back. I've never seen a team do that. A team that actually, after playing 80 some odd games and three playoff games, was able to just on a dime change the way their offense operates. But 99% of the time, what you see is what you get. You could watch film on San Antonio and go, "This is what they do. This is how their offense operates," and it's nice to have a player that played on the team. But I think Mike Brown's smart enough to go like, "Oh, this is their offense. This is how we have to break it down."
exactly, and it's a matter of the question's going to be. It's so funny. Everybody is assuming that Cat is going to be the one to guard Wembanyama, and I keep shaking my head. I'm like, I don't think so. I think they're going to go with OG or they're going to go with Hart. They're going to go with one of those two guys to do it because OG is their best defensive player, and he's 6'7". I understand it's impossible to defend him, but when you have if you go back and watch some of the games this year that they had against San Antonio, and it's interesting. I don't know if you remember the game. I believe it was on New Year's Eve. I believe it was that the Knicks lost to San Antonio when Josh Hart and Mitchell Robinson actually did not play in that game. So that's kind of noteworthy. OG is one of the smartest defensive players in the league, and you also have a guy like Josh Hart who's 6'5", but plays way above that with the defense, and can be pesky. But it's also like I'll take what Speedy said a week ago. You let Wemby score his 45, 40. All right, so make Vassell, Casso, Champagny, make those guys beat you. Now they very well could. It happened against OKC, right? Like I think Wemby only scored, I think, 21, 22 points. Champagny had a ridiculously great game.
I think that's the point. I think this is what people are missing. There are games that, if you look at the OKC game, there are actually games where Wembanyama does not want to go into the paint.
Agreed.
Where he will sit on the perimeter almost the whole game on offense. And I think it was game 5, I believe, or game 6, where he actually would not go into the paint on offense, even without the ball. Like he was just sitting on the perimeter. And if he wants to do that, they're going to get slaughtered.
Well, my other thing I want to take into account, you guys can tell me if I'm wrong. Do we take into account that AJ Mitchell and Jalen Williams did not play in that series for Okies? Now the Knicks beat. I understand the competition wasn't as great, but the Knicks beat a fully healthy 76ers team pretty much. I know Embiid was in and out of the lineup, but they beat a fully healthy Cavaliers team, right? If J-Dub and AJ Mitchell play for OKC, does San Antonio win the series, right? I mean, that's the big question. I'm not taking anything away from the Spurs. I think what they did was incredible. I thought they had no shot in Game 7. I thought what they did in Game 7 was incredible to go on the road in that environment and win. I thought Chet Holmgren looked absolutely silly in that game. Horribly. Yeah, Chet Holmgren looked like Sean Bradley in that game. I mean,
the injury to what's his name killed him. The guard.
Williams. It was Williams?
Killed him.
Yeah, and he tried to come back Game 6, and he
couldn't play.
He couldn't play. It was a disaster. And then losing Mitchell, who was arguably their best bench player, couldn't play either. Right. He missed the last few games. So they lost their second best player. They lost their top bench player. So it's a matter of.
I think the money bet on this game, it's almost like Dallas money. You know what I mean? It's like people don't watch OKC play all year long. You know what I mean? Nobody's watching OKC all year long, but there is sort of a predisposed attitude on the Knicks. It's the Knicks. There's no reason in the world this Knicks team should be underdog by what they are. They might not even should be underdog at all, to be honest with you. And the truth of the matter is, it's all because people are infatuated with this Spurs team because they beat a depleted OKC team and went to 7. And I'm not that impressed. I mean, I would if you give me 2-1 on the Knicks, I'll take 2-1 on the Knicks. I mean,
no, go on.
I mean, this team. I mean, I don't think they're getting enough credit for what they did. I know people are saying, "Oh, they didn't beat the best of the best," but the truth of the matter, they beat 3 playoff teams. That means they beat the top, I don't know, 7, 4, whatever ranked teams in their conference by an average of like 25 points a game.
Well,
that's insane.
I mean, I get Speedy involved in this too because get his take. It's a matter of. I think the thing that we need to take into account with what the Knicks did too is they made 3 teams quit into submission on the road in their own building. I think that to me is they made Atlanta, Philly, and Cleveland all quit in the game. I think to me that speaks volumes. I mean, think about that. You go on the road and you put these teams out the pasture pretty much. And to me, I mean, they just look what they did to Atlanta. I know Atlanta, again, these teams aren't the best teams, but to go on the road and make these teams just mentally quit on the game with their seasons on the line, it speaks volumes. And then I think to me too, the Knicks have, when you look at the team as a whole, they have a better shooting team. And I think more depth right now than the Thunder do, because the problem was with OKC, it was just SGA trying to dribble the ball, and they're trying to get Jalen Williams involved, and they're trying to get McCain involved, and they're trying to get Holmgren involved, and it wasn't working. That their shooting wasn't great, and I think SGA just ran out of gas in that 7th game where it was just like, I can't do this by myself against this team. This is nuts.
But look at the parallels to the other series. Second round, they play Philadelphia. Philadelphia just gets by Boston 7 games. As far as Philadelphia is concerned, that's basically their championship right there. Knicks destroyed them. Next round, they play Cleveland. 7 games. They beat Detroit in the 7th game when they really weren't supposed to win that game in Detroit. Win that game, all of a sudden Cleveland's like, wow, we won that game. We were an all-out 7-game series. Play the Knicks, stink it up.
Well, they collapsed game. Well, they collapsed game 1. They collapsed game 1.
But why'd they collapse? Their legs were tired. Yeah. OKC comes in 7 games. The Spurs come in 7 games, beat OKC in a game they weren't supposed to win. They win the game and they celebrate like they just won the championship. This team, anything could happen in this series. I think the Spurs are way, way overrated as far as the odds are concerned.
Speedy, any thoughts on what we've said?
Yeah, I've been skeptical with the depth sometimes with the Spurs. I know they have like the top end depth, obviously with Johnson and Harder doing what they've done, but the Knicks are, like your father was saying, the Knicks are dominating teams with their depth, and it's all different guys. So the fact that the odds are that drastic is, I knew the Spurs were going to be the favorite, obviously, but this heavy of a favorite, I'm definitely surprised at considering the level of dominance the Knicks have had for 11 straight wins and on like 9 of them being blowouts, pretty much.
It's never happened, not even in the regular season. There's never been a 10-game dominant stretch in any 10-game win streak in the history of the NBA, regular season or playoffs.
Yep.
Well, we'll see what happens. So we'll do predictions now, and we'll get into the different. We'll talk about the Thunder season after, but we'll do predictions now. So Speedy, I know you made. Did you make them yet? Or you're doing it tomorrow?
No, we made it yesterday. I think.
Okay. Knicks and 6. Okay. Poly Market, by the way, has the Spurs winning in 5.
Of course.
Okay. What else is
Wow.
new? Okay.
I
Yeah,
go.
yeah, you go. Go.
I got Knicks in 5.
Whoa!
I got Knicks in 5.
All right.
Knicks in 4. No, I'm just kidding. I'm totally joking. No. No, I think it goes 6. I think Knicks in 6. I think they win it. I think they win it at the Garden. They win it at the Garden. I think what's going to happen in the series will be 2-2. Each team will win a game on the road. Knicks will steal Game 5 in San Antonio. Then they'll win it in Game 6, and that'll be the end of it.
Okay.
And that's it. And then that's it. Then the city is going to have a freaking rave like you wouldn't believe.
Hmm.
Let me tell you, you thought Mondani had a tough job coming in to try shutting that thing down. Good luck. Godspeed, my man. It ain't
So
gonna
you
happen.
both had 6, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I get your point. So now, are you saying? So you think the Knicks will win one of these 2 games, and you think they're going to win all the games at home and then win Game 5?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Yeah. I think by the time it gets back to San Antonio, they're a young team. It'll all break down. I don't see it. I think the Knicks have the better coaching staff. I think people aren't even talking about that. The Knicks coaching staff is superior to me. They have multiple ways of guarding Wembanyama. They could put Robinson on him and just give up the 6 fouls, and then put somebody else on him and just beat him up for 25 minutes, 30 minutes.
Put Hukporty's 7 feet too. You can put Hukporty and he'll foul it in a second. Hukporty plays defense and rebounds well, so he doesn't really do anything else, Hukporty, but he rebounds and plays defense well. You got to give him that. I know he fouls a lot, but if you go look at the Philly series, he did when Robinson didn't play in that game too. Hukporty did a pretty nice job in that game.
I just want him to know if Wembanyama, if he goes into the paint.
Yeah, I know.
I want him to get fouled.
Yeah.
I don't want him thinking he can just go into the paint, take, pivot, and then do this little slip move and dunk. I want him to get fouled. That's all. I think teams give him too much.
What did the guy say on the show yesterday? I missed it.
Quentin wasn't there yesterday, and Errol said Knicks in 6.
Well, Quentin didn't show up yesterday.
He was there and then left. He was traveling still.
Oh God, what did Fish say? Oh, Fish probably said Knicks in 4.
No, he said 6 as well.
Everybody said 6. Okay. Nelson's the most confident.
I'm confident.
That's fine. Listen, good for you. Hey,
thank you. Good for me too.
Let me ask you this: if the Knicks win, Speedy? Are you going to the parade?
I think we're working on something because we're doing a live show. We'll figure it out.
You're going to do a live show at the parade. You've lost your marbles.
We're doing at a club that's just opening up in Deer Park. We're doing a show, but we might consider going to the parade too. We'll see.
Dad, would you go to the parade? Or you're going to be like, I'm too old for that at this point. I can't be around these crazy people.
For it. I'm just like, I didn't go to 86 Mets parade.
Yeah, that's nuts that you didn't go to that. You were like Doc and Darryl. You hid.
Come on. Once you win the championship, that's it. You enjoy the ride. Once it's over, it's over. You enjoy the ride.
I know. Arsenal lost that Champions League game the other day. I don't know. Did you watch it? That was.
I actually get the Arsenal TV channel now.
Oh my God. It was Speedy, you know about it. They lost some.
Yeah,
yeah.
I got a text from Mr. Snook about that.
What did he say about me? Probably.
Oh yeah, definitely about you.
You had no idea how upset I was. I haven't been that upset since it's because here's the thing: when the Mets lost the World Series, they got beat. Like they lost 4-1.
Are you telling me you got more upset over the Arsenal loss than the Mets losing the World Series?
No, because let me explain to you why.
No, just say yes or no.
At the moment, yes, because the Mets. Here's the problem. Yeah, because the Mets were getting killed. The Mets were not winning the series. Arsenal lost on penalty kicks.
That's
I mean, it's but and they were also Speedy even knows this. They were heavy. I think it was like minus 390. PSG was favored in that game, and Arsenal almost stole it. And you have to remember, Arsenal never won a Champions League before. So to me, I was like, "Oh my god!" When Havertz scored the goal, it's what all thing. But anyway, getting
on some European channel. Do we have European channels we could ship him off to and let him do evaluations on that?
By the way, really quickly, breaking news: the Falcons have signed Drake London. Speedy's gonna laugh at this one. A 4-year, $141 million contract with $100 million guaranteed.
$100 million guaranteed
for Drake London.
JSN's contract is like the whole receiver market.
I mean, why would the Falcons give him $100 million guaranteed? Has he done anything to earn that?
Oh, has he ever played with a good quarterback?
Not really, but he's also hurt all the time. Which again, that was the problem coming out of college for him at USC was he was injured all the time.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's the way football is. It's going to be interesting how teams manage the cap now.
Garrett Wilson's probably thinking, "I'm better than Drake London. How come I didn't get that contract?" Jeez,
that's going to be a lot of dead money in the cap if he doesn't stick.
What do you think, Speedy? It's a good contract for London, or do you think that was way overpaid?
I think based on JSN's contract, like spike in the market, it's probably fine. You do worry about with the injuries, but like your father's saying too, like he didn't play with anybody either. And his numbers are not actually that far off behind Wilson's. It's just he's more inconsistent. That's the problem.
So I'm going to give $100 million to an inconsistent wide receiver?
Yeah. Otherwise, you're stuck.
By the way, really quickly, what the hell? Before we get to the Thunder, Speedy, you're a Giants fan, so they're signing every single scrap heap off the freaking sidewalk.
Well, they're desperate. What's his name is hurt.
I mean, they signed Barrios, Beckham, and Juju on the same day within 5 minutes.
Yep, great 2017 receiving core.
Well, here's the problem. Because Neighbors, if you look at him in a softball game the other day, hit a ball and he could barely run.
Yeah.
And I'm saying this right now, the fact that he had the torn Achilles, right? Had to get the surgery, and then he had to get a second surgery to clean it up. I'm like, this ain't.
That's not that uncommon though.
No, really. When you get, I've never heard of a second surgery right away. Not right away to clean it up. Not right away. Not after Speedy. Have you right after it happens?
Oh, and they said it was like at the beginning of the off season too. It wasn't just right after the surgery either.
Yeah, it was like, and he still can't even run. I mean, he's gonna miss. I mean, I'm not gonna get into the whole political thing. We're not gonna touch on that. I mean. But it is kind of it is kind of funny that Jackson Dart's jersey is the number one selling jersey right now in the country. That is hilarious. But you know that is hilarious. But I saw. I mean, it was like boom, boom, boom. The Giants are just signing every single guy, and I'm just going, oh my God. I'm like, John Harbaugh's probably thinking, man, I should have just taken a year off. This is crazy. I got this with my receivers. I got to deal with this political thing, and I got my owner who had just signed. One of them might be in the Epstein files, and this is what I just signed up for.
I'll tell you.
What do you think if you're John Harbaugh? Like, really? What? Like, you're sitting here going, I had it comfy for years in Baltimore. I didn't have to deal with any of this crap. Within my first 5 months, I found out one of the owners is in the Epstein files. My quarterback's getting in hot water with the politics, and then one of my best defensive players is now pissed off at him. And then my receiver, I'm signing every receiver over the age of 29, 30 who can't play anymore.
Don't forget the best part. Joe Shane got a 3-year extension.
Oh yeah, the GM got a 3-year extension to go bring him coffee for the next 3 years. I mean, it's really just. I might say this because I'm not a Giant. I don't care about the Giants. I really don't care about them. It's just amazing. Like, if you're John Harbaugh, you're sitting here going, shoot.
Let's get to that Rams trade.
I was going to say, maybe I should have waited for the Green Bay Packers job to open up. That would have been better.
Right.
That would have been better. Maybe I should have waited for that. Because the reports are that if LaFleur got fired, the report was Harbaugh was going to take the agreement. Yep.
You weren't going to give it to him. They would never give it to him. They wouldn't give it to him.
Speedy, didn't you hear that they were? I heard they were going to give it. They were going to give it to him.
No.
Yep.
You can't convince me of it. They don't work that way. The GM will not give up. They don't give up power like that.
I can tell you this. It is an organization that I think Harbaugh, here's the thing. He's going into an organization with the Giants that needs structure, whereas here's the thing. In Baltimore, he didn't have full autonomy. Him and Newsom, they were hand in hand. In Green Bay, if Gutekunst says, I want to hire him, because Gutekunst would have the job, and the report is Gutekunst is a big fan of Harbaugh's, which came out. He is a big fan of Harbaugh's, that they were going to work hand in hand together because they don't need an organizational uplift that the Giants need right now. The Packers don't need that. Harbaugh would have known his place. With the Giants, they need to give him full autonomy, and they've given it to him. And it's like, what the hell is going on? You know what I mean?
Talk about the Rams trade.
No. We're gonna get to the Rams trade now. No, we're not because
we didn't get a chance to talk about that.
No, but I just wanted to bring it up because I just think it's crazy that he's been here for 6 months and there's been more drama in the Giants in the last 3 months than there's been.
Isn't always the case?
And that was without Dable. No, not with Dable. No, not this bad. And also, by the way, really quickly,
when the team's not playing football at all.
Did you hear why A.J. Brown was pissed off at the Eagles? Did you hear why he was pissed off at the Eagles? Apparently, he had the same side piece, massage therapist, as Hassan Reddick did. And Hassan Reddick, that's why he got upset. And A.J. Brown, actually, because Jalen Hurts' wife was very close with A.J. Brown's, I think, girlfriend or something, and was saying to Hurts' or Brown's girlfriend, you need to leave him. And Brown tried to get Jalen Hurts involved, and Jalen Hurts always said, I'm trying to win a Super Bowl. I'm not worrying about this. And that's where the whole beef started.
And now he gets to go with
And now he gets to go to the Patriots, where he gets to learn from one of the Kings, and Mike Vrabel. It's crazy.
And the other one that loves the massage parlors is Robert Kraft.
Yeah, exactly. That's
he could hook him up right there in Florida. He could get him hooked up.
Oh, definitely. I mean, to me, it's a matter of, it's just wild when you...
It's always the off season. The football players are just like gangsters half the time. I'm telling you, they're just rough and tumble people. Yeah. I'm telling you, every team. Green Bay's got the running back issue. Everybody's got their nonsense.
Well, let's get to the Myles Garrett situation.
Oh, okay. Let's talk about
that. That was crazy. That. It's funny. I think Les Snead, the GM of the Rams, what does he always say? F them picks.
He certainly does.
It really does, because let me tell you something. The Rams every year, they're in the Super Bowl conversation. Every year, they are in the conversation about winning a championship, and here they are again. They have the MVP on their team, and Matthew Stafford won the MVP last year, right?
Mm-hmm.
At quarterback, they still have Puka Nacua. They didn't trade Devontae Adams. They still got Devontae Adams there. They got the running back with Kyle Williams. They still have a very good offense. And now on defense.
There's an old team, though. I mean, they're an old team. There's a really old team.
I would gladly take the Rams.
Jets fan. Who cares what you take? You're a Jets fan.
I would gladly take the Rams over any situation. Now, Speedy's the biggest football fan here. So, take his thought on the whole situation. Speedy, what were your thoughts when the Myles Garrett trade happened? Were you surprised? Because I couldn't stand how the Browns GM was like, oh, this press conference was not on my bingo card this summer. My guy, you even when you gave Garrett the extension, you told him we could possibly move you.
Yeah, well, he burned all bridges 2 years ago with his comments with Garrett and the way he treated him and holding him out for the second contract. So yeah, you're gonna take what you get, and now you get fleeced because of it. You got a guy who's decent but is not great, and then you have 1, 2, and 3 picks spread out over 3 years. They got fleeced badly.
And it's funny because here's the thing: if you look at the draft picks too,
they're gonna be bad picks.
Yeah, it's a first-round pick and a second-round pick and a third-round pick. I thought they'd be like multiple first-round picks.
Yeah.
They're for the defensive player of the year. It's a first, a second, and a third. I'm just like, I don't even. To me, you're telling me you could get multiple first-round. Forget the Michael Parsons trade.
No,
Screw that trade. No.
Compare
it to the Sauce Gardner trade.
Oh, I'm so sick of it. Why do I got to compare it to anything the Jets do? Who the hell cares?
So here, Speedy, who got more in return? Did the Jets get more in return for Gardner, or did the Cowboys get more in return for the Packers?
No, the Jets got more in return for Jamal Adams.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's right. And what
That's the trade you should do. That's the trade you should compare
it to. And in the end, what happened?
They actually got Garrett Wilson in one of those. Actually, has one of those picks.
Yes, they did.
Yeah. Actually, so yeah.
Good for them. That helped them out a lot.
So
yeah, good for them. That was really good. That was good. We'll give it here. Very good.
I'm fine. You want to compare it to the Micah Parsons trade? That's fine. I'm just saying, though. I mean, Myles Garrett's the defensive player of the year.
Green Bay gave him 2 firsts and a down and out player. Cleveland got a first and a second and I would say a plus player, right? He's a plus player, not a great player, but a plus player. It's a player that you would be happy to get in the first round if you were picking where the Rams would be picking. Right? He's not a second round player they got. He's a first round pick.
I mean, I just view the whole thing as you're telling me you couldn't get multiple first round picks?
Yeah.
I'm not arguing, but the guy's 30 years old. He's
defensive player of the year. Defensive player of the year. Best pass rusher in the league.
Well, if they don't trade him this year, the window's closing on Cleveland anyway. So what happens if he stays
window's closing. There was never a window open for Cleveland.
So I'm saying, what's the option? He stays with Cleveland for a year. He's 31 years old. Then what do you get?
No, that's not what I'm saying for them to do. What I'm saying is there had to be packages out there with multiple first-round picks that they were given. There's no way that was the only offer on the table that was given to them.
Player they got too.
You know what this sounds like? I mean,
I'm sorry, the player is a first-round pick player.
He's more than a first-round pick player.
No, I'm not talking about who they gave up. I'm talking about who the Rams traded to them. He's a first-round pick player. He's a player that would be drafted in the first round. You don't think so? I mean, he's all pro.
You still got to pay him, though.
I know, but he's not a stiff. I mean, he's a good player. I'm just trying to be devil's advocate. I'm just saying, I don't think it was like looking where
I like getting the player that Cleveland got back, but I mean, I feel bad for Verse. I think it's for him. You go from LA, beautiful weather, great team, to I'm going to go to Cleveland now with this crap team, and I get to watch James Harden play basketball all the time, and it sucks. I mean, it sucks. It's not cool. I mean, it's to me, I think it's
not a great trade, but it's a trade out of necessity. So
it's a great trade for the Rams. It's a great trade for the Rams
if it works out. But they only have 1 year to make it work. Like if it doesn't work this year, it's never going to work.
Well, how do we know? But wait, how do we know? What if Simpson's ready after next year? What if Ty Simpson's ready? What if in year 2 he's ready to go?
Sure. Yeah, a lot of things will happen. So now you're saying,
do you not trust?
The Rams do you not trust to get to the Super Bowl if Matthew Stafford is not on the team?
Do you not trust Sean McVay? That's my question.
I don't care. You need talent.
I mean, who's the best? Who's the best coach in football?
Who's the best coach in football?
Who is the best coach in football, Speedy? Would you say it's
McVay? Andy Reid. Andy Reid won, and then McVay too.
Well, yeah, of course. I mean, Reid's a Hall of Famer.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, that's yes.
Yeah, McVay second, though, I would say.
But you can't invent quarterbacks. I mean, in the end, once Stafford leaves, that is a big hole. I mean, you can't just say, McVay's the coach, and they'll just get Ty Simpson to do the job. That's a tall ask. Plus, Devontae Adams. How old is Devontae Adams now? 33? 34? I mean, that's age. I mean, this is it. They're going in this year. They're saying we're trying to win this year.
But hold on. So I just want to see you say just this year, but hold on.
Oh, hold on. I gotta know where to go. It's my job. I'm sitting here. I'm not gonna go.
So Puka is 25. Kyron Williams is 25.
Yeah.
So that's structures of your running back and your wide receiver right there,
Yeah.
right? And then, of course, you drafted the kid Simpson, right? He's going to be 24 next year. You hope the development happens. You still have Myles Garrett contract.
When was Ty Simpson supposed to be drafted? This undersized kid from Alabama. You're telling me that LA saw something and no other team saw?
He's not undersized. He's not undersized. He was inconsistent. That was his problem, and he only had a limited number of starts in college. That's why a lot of teams weren't passing on him.
So why didn't the Jets take him?
And because he didn't make it to the Jets' second pick in the first round, the Rams took him.
They should have just took him the first. That's a Jets move. Take him the
Why
first.
would you take him Why would you take him second overall? What the hell? What's wrong with you?
My point is.
Your point is ridiculous.
No, my point is that if they
what is he saying, Speedy? Do you know what he's saying? What is going on?
No, my point is that they drafted him way above his ranking. They could have picked him up in the second round.
That's not even remotely true. A lot of people
are very remotely true.
No, it's not. Ask Speedy. Speedy's a guru with the draft, and he follows it as much as anybody.
The Rams
did a lot of people have him as a mid-first round pick, taking him Pittsburgh?
Mostly late first round pick, but yeah.
Pittsburgh. Oh, well, Pittsburgh's a real team that is a quarterback analysis team. Let's go with Pittsburgh.
Well, I'm just letting you know it's what they did. I mean, look, they took what's his name in the second round, didn't they? They took was it second round or third round? They took Aller,
I think third round.
Took him in the third round. So it's a matter of, and then I like what Mike McCarthy said. He said everything you learned at Penn State, we're taking it out. Everything you learned at Penn State, we're taking it out of your brain. I was like, that's great. That's good.
He was not a first round quarterback.
James Franklin.
I mean,
it was really the most shocking pick in the draft when he got drafted by the Rams.
Meanwhile, the
one
Jets,
of the most shocking.
Meanwhile, the Jets, they might have taken that freaking. They took the kid Club. They got a Clemson, and they might take the kid Sorsby in the supplemental draft. They might take him. They might take that.
I don't care what the Jets do.
But you're saying the Jets. But you're saying the Jets should have taken this guy. So I'm telling you an example of.
You know what the problem is? You think the Jets have this brilliant plan to succeed every year. You start the year, you keep running down these brilliant things the Jets do.
The Jets don't do anything, bro. The Jets are horrible. The Jets are horrible. What are you talking about?
They
The
season
suck.
Starts.
I know. And you should. Well, you don't have social media, but you should go on what I have pinned on my Twitter account, which about the Jets, which is they never do anything to excite me. They'll screw everything up, but they always do.
Don't worry, they got Younghoe Koo now.
Oh God, yes. Oh God, yeah. I saw that. That's a good one. The guy that couldn't even kick a 40-something yard field goal. That's good. That's good. But anyway, I guess so. We have disagreement. So, and it's interesting. AJ Brown, the Patriots trade a 2028. It's definitely not snug. It's not even funny. It's never going to happen. The Patriots trade a 2028 first round pick. So again, don't trade a 2027 one. Nobody wants to trade the 2027 picks to the Eagles for AJ Brown. You want to talk about that? I mean, that to me is nuts. That they even got a first round pick for him. But whatever.
Do you think it's possible that the Patriots getting to the Super Bowl was the worst thing that could ever happen to that team?
Yep, because they're gonna get absolutely clobbered this year. Have you seen their schedule? It is abysmal. And now the head coach is in hot water. I am not even remotely sure how this head coach is even going to be able to stick with this team after this year.
What do you mean, the hot tub? You have in the hot tub?
It depends which route. Well, it depends where Diana wanted him. To me, the other here, and then the NFL decides to do this. They decide to. So let's make the opening night game the most boring game possible because we know because the Super Bowl was so exciting to watch. Let's make it a rematch: Seahawks Patriots in Seattle. That's gonna. I mean, what the hell?
That's going to set the whole season in motion for the Patriots. That's going to set it.
That was one of the absolute worst Super Bowls in the history, and they said, "Hey, we're going to run it back. First game of the season in Seattle with Patriots Seahawks." And we're gonna end Seattle. We're gonna see how it goes. And oh, by the way, the whole conversation the entire time is gonna be about the whole Rossini crap with Vrabel. That's gonna put the league in the
We should have her as sideline coach.
Oh god! Wow, it's funny. Snug thinks that Rossini's actually attractive. Really? I do not think she's attractive at all.
Well, let's not go there.
I'm just throwing it out there. I'm sorry. Have you seen the snaz on her? But anyway, I'm just throwing it out there. But that's the thing. She could smell a good story when she gets close to one.
That's right. You see, dang, she's like a beagle. She's a beagle.
But no, I can't believe the Patriots. I can't believe the Eagles got a first-round pick for AJ Brown. I mean, that to me is just.
But
wild.
that's it. That's why. This is why this Patriots Super Bowl thing is a disaster, because they think the window is wide open.
But they also think bringing this guy in the locker room is the best route to go. Have you lost your mind? They just got rid of Stephon Diggs because of how he was. Now they bring this guy. It's Speedy. You're looking at me like it's hysterical. Like, I mean, it's really you go from one to the other. What'd you say?
We just brought in the younger version of Stephon Diggs.
I mean, what makes you think? And then Vrabel's thought process is probably, I can handle him. I handled him in Tennessee. What? The guy was. The Eagles were cruising in the Super Bowl against the Chiefs, and he was having a temper tantrum on the sideline during the Super Bowl with the team about to win the whole freaking thing. And I'm like, and I'm saying, if I'm the Patriots, so the Eagles are cruising to the Super Bowl, right? They're about to win. They're 30 minutes away. He's having a temper tantrum, yelling at everybody on the sideline. And Mike Vrabel's going, that's the guy that's going to put us over the top. That's the guy. I mean, really?
Well, I got to be honest. The AFC is pretty bad, so I can't discount the Patriots.
The AFC is horrible. I think Buffalo, they went all defense this offseason.
You got Denver, Buffalo, and
are we going to still hang a hat on Kansas City, or are we done with that at this point?
They'll be better.
They'll have enough. Even the last year they won the Super Bowl, they were on the down.
I thought the Houston offseason was funny. It was, we got hot at the end of the year. We probably should have beaten the Patriots. We had the better depth-wise, and we lost to them. And we might possibly trade. What's the wide receiver they have?
Collins.
Yeah, and we might trade Nico Collins. That's going to do some wonders for C.J. Stroud's confidence. He already sucks as it is. Let's trade our number one target. Yeah, let's trade our number one target. That's going to be – I mean, maybe Baltimore might be – I think the Chargers will be better, right? I think
they always better?
Yeah, but I think Herbert with McDaniels will be helpful.
Yeah,
well, the key was what is this? What really? During a show?
In case of an emergency, I get a call. I can't help it.
Who is that? Snug calling you?
I cut that off. My direct line.
I mean, it's a matter of. I think what the Chargers that what killed them was that they lost their two tackles before the year even started. They're left on the right.
Just not that good. I mean, how many years have this been going on?
No, I don't think it was. I mean, I think last year I'll give them a benefit. I mean, when you lose your left tackle and when you lose your all-pro left and your all-pro right tackles before the year even starts, and your quarterback is the number one most pressured QB in the league, I think that kind of is telling how it was going to go for the Chargers. The fact that Harbaugh even got that team to the postseason was a miracle in itself. Maybe Jacksonville's better. Maybe
none of these teams are, besides Denver and Buffalo, none of these teams are what you would call like really good teams.
No, I agree with you. I mean, look, the NFC is better. Really I mean, the NFC is great. I mean, you have Green Bay, you have Chicago, you have the Rams, you have the Seahawks. You got Detroit, San Francisco. Philly is still competitive in a sense.
It's like an AFC team. They're good, but they're not good enough.
Yeah, I mean, I think the NFC South is trash at this point. I think that's garbage.
Carolina.
I mean, Carolina did nothing this whole season to get better, which is crazy to me. You would think they would do something. But I mean, I think you have like I said, you have Green Bay, Chicago, Detroit, Seattle, LA.
And San Francisco. That's 6 teams right there.
I don't know where the 49ers are at this point. I don't know where they are. I have no idea. I think they're almost an AFC team too at this point. I think they could make a wild card, but I think that's just where they're. I think their run is over.
Don't insult the viewers. Don't insult the viewers. Don't insult the viewers.
Sorry. I'm just saying. I mean.
Well, is McCaffrey still able to be the force? I mean, it all comes down to it, right? Is McCaffrey going to be a dominating force still? I mean, the team goes with him. There's no one else on the team. When he doesn't play well, the team doesn't play well.
I think if Baltimore, if the trade went through for Crosby, I could put Baltimore because I think Crosby does so much more than Hendrickson does. It's not even close. I mean, would you agree, Speedy? I mean, Crosby's a much better player than Hendrickson is. I think Baltimore completely, for cocky in that physical it's going to hurt them. They're going to see they sure just passed that physical. There was nothing wrong with Crosby. There was nothing wrong with
definitely win their conference.
No, but what I'm saying is there was. I think if the deal went through for Crosby in Baltimore, I would pick them as the class of the AFC. I think they're the best team. I think to me, I think they're the best team. I think they need to wash their hands with Harbaugh. I think the crazy thing is that the Giant fans think they're winning 10 or 11 games this year. I think that to me is like blowing my mind. Where is that happening? Like who? But like who is Dart throwing the football to? That's number one. That's one. Who is the running back for the Giants? Who is the running back for the Giants? Like, where are the Giants winning 10 or 11 games? I don't understand. They think John Harbaugh's coming in here and is going to sprinkle the pixie dust. The truth is, John Harbaugh went to one Super Bowl with the Ravens, and he had some unbelievably great teams in Baltimore. Harbaugh. He went to
Green Bay. He was amazing. Now you know, I don't think he's all that.
No, because the thing is about Green Bay is a finished product.
Yeah, but
the Packers are a finished product.
Yes,
the Giants are not.
Yes, but Harbaugh has lost playoff games because of his offensive philosophy. I mean, they basically lost games that they had much better talent than the opposing team in the playoffs.
But you're missing what I'm saying is with the Packers, they could be the 1 seed in the NFC and get there. Where are the Giants winning 10, 11 games this year?
Oh, the Giants ain't winning 10 and 11 games. We know that.
Where are they doing? Everybody is not Speedy.
Sorry, Speedy.
People think they are. Well, Speedy knows they're not.
I'll give him 7 at most.
I don't understand.
So what do you have? You have Philadelphia and Dallas. The Giants got to be battling. I don't know.
I think the Giants are better than. I think the Giants can be better than Dallas. I mean,
you think Giants are better than Dallas?
I think it depends on two things. I think it depends on how much of a distraction is this. How much of a distraction is this Pickens thing going to be, and how defiant? I mean, to me, I think there's one key cog for the Dallas defense that's going to, I think, transition the defense. That is, I think, Quentin Williams. That's Quentin Williams. Because they traded a good amount to get Quentin Williams. So they expected Quentin Williams to be the all-pro defensive tackle that Dallas is looking for, right? Because they traded Parsons. Okay, so Parsons is gone. So they think, okay, Quentin Williams can
at least kind of fill the void.
Fill the void because of the pass rushing ability that he has. But he's not
as good. But
no.
Winning 9 games. Win 9 games.
I didn't say they can't. Well, they didn't do it this year.
How many did they win this year?
They won 8.
They won 8 games.
They won 8. Won 8. And Dak had a great season.
Yep.
That's the crazy thing. And Philly wasn't even good.
Yeah. I mean, who knows? That whole division's kind of wonky. Is Washington any good? Is the quarterback good?
That's true. That's what I'm saying. We forget. It's crazy. We forget about Washington. Washington overhauled their whole defense this offseason. And they I think now with Daniels healthy, you have a year of who they got from the 49ers, Samuel.
Yep.
You think that's gonna help? That's gonna help. What's his face, the wide receiver who I like a lot on McLaurin, who I think is great. They have the running back there too, and they have the coaching still. I believe in. Oh God, he was the former
and Quinn.
Yeah, I always believe in Quinn. I believe Quinn. I don't want to think they have the quarterback in day. I think DeAndre had a rough second year, but he could do it again.
Yeah. I don't know.
And then last thing before we go, Stanley Cup Finals, Carolina, Vegas tonight. So we're not excited about.
I'll root for Carolina. I don't want Vegas.
It's amazing. Third Stanley Cup in 9 years.
Let Carolina win it.
Do you know how much of an obsession some fans have to wanting to get to a Stanley Cup? They've not been to their third in 9 years because they were able to fix. They were able to fix the way they actually didn't fix it. They actually did everything right in the supplemental draft. Seattle did not. There's the difference. Seattle was stupid with the way they did it. Seattle tried to save money. Vegas was like, screw the money. We're just going to pick the best guys available
crazy, right?
and go that route and do it that way.
In a league where the salary cap is so onerous because the money is so tight, good players get thrown away. And
they got the goalie because he was in a scandal. They got Hart from Philly, who was really good, but Philly had to get rid of him because he was in a sexual scandal with Team Canada, so they had to get rid of him. Then he was cleared of all charges, so Vegas signed him, so that fell into their lap. Mitch Marner took, I think, less to play for Vegas because he was wanted to win a Stanley Cup and just do that. Petrangelo, they put him on IR forever, and now he's back. They have Stone, who's back. Eichel is playing well. But then you have Carolina, which is just dominate everybody. Carolina has done what the Knicks have done in the NHL Stanley Cup version. They have just beat the crap out of everybody. Like they literally just beat the crap out of Montreal, where Montreal averaged 15 shots a game in the series. It wasn't even close. And they just absolutely slaughtered them in every game except for game one. They just crushed Montreal in every game. And then Vegas went through Vegas crushed Colorado. So, I mean, I'm going to say I think the series will go 6. I'm going to go in I had Carolina, Colorado before the playoffs started. Obviously, Vegas beat the crap out of them. I had Carolina winning the series. I had Carolina winning the Stanley Cup, so I'll stick with Carolina winning the Stanley Cup in 6.
I'll go with Carolina in 6. I want Carolina to win.
Speedy's gonna say Vegas.
I'm gonna take Vegas. It's funny because I did the opposite of you, Josh. I deviated. I had them at the start of the season, then I deviated with the coaching fire. Not that Tortorella was bad; it was just so sudden. I didn't think it was.
Yeah, no, I didn't think so either. I said they're crazy. I said if you think guys like Eichel, Marner, Stone, and Petrangelo, and these guys are going to listen to John Tortorella, I said you're out of your mind. They're not. Torch is more of a young guy coaching team, not a veteran team.
Right. Now that they made it this far, though, I'm gonna still go back to them. I picked them over Colorado too, and I'll pick them in 7 only because I don't trust Carolina. Carolina is, besides I think one time they beat the Bruins, they haven't won a lot of long series. Like they're not good at long series.
That's fair to say. No, I agree with you on that. I think it's it's like that and everything. So we'll see what happens. But listen, great show tonight.
I think it was
one of the
best ever.
Yeah, man.
The theme song was great.
That is
It went-
100%. Hold on, really quickly, Dad, before you get Speedy. That is 100% one of Errol's old shirts. There is no way that that's one of your shirts.
This actually isn't. No, this is actually one I got.
That looks like a shirt from like Eddie Bauer.
No, this is it's a White Snake shirt from when I saw them in concert. This was a while ago. This was actually for my 16th birthday.
I really thought that was like an Eddie Bauer shirt. That's so
No.
funny. I'm sorry. Anyway,
Was that Dave and Barry shirt? Were you gonna say whatever the place was?
No. Like
Steve
Eddie
and
Bauer,
Barry?
one of those like design shirts. But Dad, you were saying about the song at the beginning of the show?
It was a great song. It was a little long. I thought we were gonna have a nacho recipe somewhere in the middle of that song. It was very good. I thought it was gonna take a long time.
No.
Good.
Well, listen,
It was good.
It starts if you're, with the NHL Stanley Cup tonight. It starts tonight. This NBA Finals, we'll see next Tuesday. Next Tuesday we'll be discussing. At that point, 3 games were to be played already, so we would get into that. This series, I think, is going to break viewership records. Adam Silver is dancing right now, uncontrollably, probably because he knows what he's getting out of this series.
Oh yeah.
You're getting the biggest market, one of them in the NBA versus arguably the face of the NBA.
Does ESPN have the rights to this, the whole series?
ABC. But yeah, ESPN.
Oh,
ABC,
so they're gonna have the great halftime show.
Yeah. ABC, ESPN. Oh my, they're traveling. Yeah, they're traveling.
That's gonna be awesome.
The NBA on the inside the NBA, they're traveling for the show, and then they also announced before that as well on the coverage, Jeremy Lin is going to be part of the ESPN coverage as well.
Are we doing anything? Are we going to be traveling at all? The Worldwide Sports Radio Network? We going to go any off-site for the game?
Errol has not told me a single thing. But it is funny that if I told Errol tonight, let's go get tickets and go to San Antonio, Speedy knows he'd probably say, let's go right now. He would. Would he not? He would say, let's go. He would go, let's go. But it's no. But we'll see what happens. Dad has Knicks in 5, Speedy has Knicks in 6, I have Knicks in 6. We'll see. Will the Knicks end the drought, or like I said, or are we getting into the Wemby era early in the NBA?
That's right.
We'll find out as the series goes along. And then in regards to will Vegas win another Stanley Cup, or is Carolina destined to win a Stanley Cup for the first time, I believe, since 2006? I want to say, Speedy. So we will see how. We'll see how that goes. Thank you so much to the fans for listening and watching. You can check us out on worldwidesportsradio.com, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Periscope, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Don't forget to check out the New York Sports Live match, which will be airing tomorrow during the NBA Finals. I don't know how you guys are going to focus. Good luck.
Thursday. We're Thursday. Not
You moved it to Thursday. Well, you kind of have. You can't do it during the finals. You can't. Because, one, nobody's going to pay attention to on your show. You guys are going to be watching the TV. And then
it could be like the Manning. It could be like a Manning cast. You could have like the alternate viewing.
God. Well, and everything like that. So we'll see what happens. So they're on Thursday. Of course, we're back on next Tuesday at 6 o'clock. So or it could be a little later. We'll see. But we are back on. Who knows? Depending on how everything goes. Check out Snowman in the morning. They're going to be doing coverage with it as well, I'm sure. And then, of course, I'm sure on Sundays is oh God, is he doing his show on Sunday?
We never know.
Okay. All right. So we'll find out. But anyway, and of course, don't forget to check out the Weekend Crunch on 103.9 FM, the LA News Radio Network at 7 o'clock with Speedy and Errol to discuss the NBA Finals and the Stanley Cup and everything so much more. Yes. So we'll see if Kenny does his show Sunday. Yes. I'm giving him a plug, Snug. I'm giving him a plug. I'm not leaving anybody high and dry. Any last words before we go?
Let's go. Next week, we're going to have a lot of celebrating.
Whoa.
Almost.
Wow. You're counting. You're really.
Almost.
You're doubling. You're really doubling. You're You're
Wednesday,
doubling down on
Friday,
this.
Sunday. Oh, we could be up like 3 games to none by then. That'd be crazy.
Or the Knicks could be down 3 games to none, and then we'll see where you say after that.
You're such a Jets fan. This is
I'm
why
sorry.
your whole life has been a loser. So you got to root for these losers. It's so like, woe is me.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm just trying. I'm trying to just, you know.
I don't know. You're not going to jinx it by saying how you feel. I'm trying to see if I could get Nick tickets actually right now.
For what?
For the
game?
For the watch party.
You're ridiculous. You're not.
That's how I got it the last time. It was sold out, and
You're not getting tickets for the watch.
If I get tickets,
You're
I'll
not.
invite Mike.
Go ahead. Well, that's the end of that. So we'll see what happens. Again, we'll the New York Sports Loudmouths, they'll be post gaming it on Thursday, the day after. So we'll see what happens tomorrow. Good luck to both teams, of course. More the Knicks. We want the Knicks to win. Go New York. Go New York. Go. For Speedy PD, for Nelson Silverberg, I'm Josh Silverberg. Thank you so much to the fans for listening and watching us. We will talk to you next Tuesday. We'll see what the NBA Finals and the NHL Stanley Cup are at. This has been Game On, live on the Worldwide Sports Radio Network. Have a good night. Enjoy your rest of your weekend.
Good night, everybody.
Tuesday.
You're listening to Radio Network.
Take a look under your bed. Find stuff under there? What about jobs? No?